Okay. So yeah, like I said, we can start off just with your name. You can just tell everybody what your name is and what you do.
Oh, you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording now.
Oh, all right.
You good, bro? We rolling.
Name Darrell Thomas Sr. I'm a licensed barbershop owner.
Right on.
I've been doing this since 2007.
Oh,
I've been open for over good 13, 14 years now.
So you had your shop since 2007?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What did you start out at as far as area in Gary cutting hair?
I originally started cutting hair in Country Club Hills.
Okay.
And then I merged back out here. That's been 07, so 3 years ago, 2004 in Miller with Arnell in the flea market, Mighty Sharp.
Okay.
And then from there, I just went in. I spent 3 years with him, and then I took it upon myself just open my own shop.
I didn't know you was at the flea market.
Yeah,
that's
I was there for 3 years with him until he moved.
Okay.
Yep.
So what made you feel like you wanted to branch out and just do your own thing as far as being a barber? Like what's really the difference?
I hate to say it, it's like more control. Like certain situations in another person's shop, you don't have control over. You have to go with the flow of it.
Mm-hmm.
And certain situations, I just got tired of had to really answer to somebody. I wanted my own. I had my own vision of a shop and the way I wanted to be run, and then I wanted to not nothing against nobody I ever worked with. It was just the point I just had my own vision as far as the way I treat people, the way I wanted the shop to run, certain stuff like that. And I just rolled with it. I just took a chance. I mean, I took a chance on it in 07. I just went ahead and it took a lot of work, but I just made it happen. I mean, I paid booth rent at one shop and turn around and take the rest of my money, put it over here to get my own shop going. Had to get that going. And once I got it going, it really ain't been no turning back since then. I've been moving forward. And I actually can say after talking to a lot of other barbers that I know, I actually can say I am blessed because I done seen some come and go as far as shops and being open and closing and stuff like that.
That was gonna lead me into my next question. I know a lot of people got a lot of fears about business, opening up a business. Mm-hmm. Any suggestions you have just to stay the course? You know what I mean? Because it seemed like you persevered through a lot of that things that you had to go through. So
I always, in my mind frame now to this day, I really think the days of bigger shops, it's like 10, 12 barbers in one shop, we done kind of went past that. It's not, I don't see that happening no more.
That's why you're right about that though.
So I look at a shop to the point that I want to be able to run it if all my barbers leave me. If all my barbers leave me, I still want to be able to continue to be able to maintain my bills and stuff like that. Yeah. I always looked at, I don't knock nobody for trying to do it, but it's the thing, when you go out and get a $1,600 rent on the shop and then you got your crib $1,600, it's like that's double. Then you gotta realize you got the NIPSCO at the crib, NIPSCO at the shop. So you damn near like $2,500, $3,000 in just bills just running the shop. And these days a lot of people just don't know. It's hard to find barbers. I mean, so a lot of guys they have about 8, 9 chairs in the shop. Then only like 2 or 3 of them full.
Right about
so
that.
So that's what made me downsize from my other location to this one because I'm cool with 3 or 4 chairs. 3 chairs. I might put a 4th one in the corner if I want to, and I'm cool. But I'm still able to maintain. So it just don't how can I put it? Don't go out your means. Mm-hmm. If you feel like you can maintain it, do it. But if you feel like it's gonna be a little struggle, and you can't maintain it. But then at the same time, you gotta think about the bad days. Mm-hmm. You gotta think about COVID, stuff like that when it happened. Real. See, COVID was around. I moved during COVID because instead of me paying $1,200, $1,300 down the street, I just went down to $700, $800.
Right on.
And so I'm able to maintain that with no problem. If we close, we still be able to do our thing. But it's a learning experience. It's hard to it's hard to give advice to certain people because certain people be so stuck in their vision that when you bring it to them, they feel like you hating on them or something like that. But when I don't look at it as that, I take advice from anybody, any entrepreneur, any man. You learn every day. So that's yeah, right. So yeah. I look at it that way. And so I never get offended off of nobody's opinion. You give me, you got an opinion. I probably got people out there that don't like me or don't say something about the shop. oh well, it comes with the territory. So
right.
I just like, I done had barbers be that way. You say something to them or mention something to them, they take it personal, and I'll be like, well, nah, there's no reason to take it personal because I'm trying to give you the blueprint that got me to the point I'm at.
Exactly.
So it had to work because I'm still around. I stuck to it. I listen to many barbers. I go to other shops just to communicate with other barbers. I got a lot of them my friends. A lot of them help me out in certain situations. I talk to them. They're able to ask the questions that I don't know. So and I just take it for what it is. But other than that, I love what I do. I can honestly say I love being a barber and being a shop owner, because you just come in contact with so many people, and you'll be amazed on how many people that you actually, you make a difference with. If it's the conversation, it's the haircut, you make them feel better about themselves. But I like the conversations more than anything, because you never know what a person's going through. You never know what a person's going through, but you get a lot of clients that don't mind. They come to you for 5-6 years. They'll open up to you, talk to them. Sometimes that conversation go a long way with them. They'll sit there and appreciate it more. Say just a vent, just to get it off their chest or whatever. It could be the smallest little thing, but I learned talking to people, even with myself. You get it off your chest or say whatever you gotta say. It helps. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta tell a person all your business. Yeah. But at the same time, there's ways to word and certain stuff and just be like, hey man, I'm going through this, I got this such going on. And sometimes I feel like I done helped the person out. But just by that conversation or just by the haircut or whatever, because you got people that come and ain't had a haircut in years and can't afford a haircut. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's very inspirational as far as helping the shop, man.
Because it seems like you wearing more hats than one. You're a therapist, you're a barber. You know what I mean? Like you get to talk to people, you get to help them out with their day unconsciously. So that's the best thing about it, man. That's real dope that you even said that, man. Right.
So that's what I get like the most out of it. I enjoy cutting hair, but then I just like the communication and the being able to talk to one another. And the shop a whole nother. It's just a whole nother space for me. It's relaxing. Yeah. I can't, like, a lot of my clients get mad at me because I'm like, you don't never take a vacation or whatever, because I don't know what to do when I wake up in the morning without coming here. Yeah. So I could be I'd have been out of town sometime and just wake up and be ready to go. Right, and I gotta realize I'm not even nowhere around. Right. So it's part of me now. So it's like, I don't know what to do if I didn't cut hair right now. So it's just like, I don't regret it. I mean, I actually enjoy it. Main thing for me that made me start doing what I'm doing now is keeping me out the streets.
That's what I'm talking.
Running the streets with the crowd and seeing where that was getting me to go, and I didn't like the direction it was going in.
So let's step into that. So, where did you grow up in Gary, on the east side of Gary?
26 in Massachusetts.
26 in Mass. Okay. So did you enjoy your childhood, or would you change anything about your childhood? How did you feel about your childhood on the east side of Gary?
Man, I actually enjoyed my childhood. My friends, growing up with my friends, we kicked it, spent a lot of, we did a lot of stuff together. We get on our bike, be gone all day. We rode to the village, rode to Venture when it was on 61st. Yeah. We just ride around, be all over the place. It was more. I really can't say it's really not too much I'll change about my childhood. My childhood, I actually did enjoy it. It really gets to the point, because I had seen you touched on it one day about the kids and how we put our kids in these better situations, and then they don't get to experience the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So the street smart.
So in that aspect, to just touch on what you was touching on, it was just like, in a way, you feel like you cheating them, but you saving them at the same time. Because I really don't want my kid, I tell my son all day long, I really don't want him to go through what I went through. You know what I'm saying? You wake up, you might be here, it'd be 11 o'clock at night one night. I'll just sit up here and be kicking and talking to one of my guys, 12 o'clock, he dead. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot to deal with when you in the hood. Every hood ain't the same.
You're right.
But I can honestly say, my neighborhood made me be a man. You grew up, you learn how to hustle. You know how to go for yourself. And hustling don't mean selling drugs. It just means how it helps you grow up. And then back then, time's so different now, because we used to have the older cats, 19, 20 years old. If we did something wrong, they come check us about it. So now these kids, our kids now don't have it unless it's us or family or something like that. But as far as like somebody in the street saying something to them or your neighbor saying something to them, kids want to, get all the attitude and stuff like that. We just didn't play that back in the day. Shoot, my mama she'll let the neighbor whip my butt.
Oh, for
if
sure.
I did something off the chain, she was dragging me back to the house, getting in my butt about it.
My mom used to tell me, don't call me to this school. I'm gonna tell her to whoop you.
That too. So generations just done changed, but in some aspects, I don't know. It makes you feel a certain type of way because, not to say my boy is not mean, because I did my best job with him, but the neighborhood life. It teaches them a certain way, a certain survival.
That's real.
Yeah. It don't have to be bad. It can be positive. It's negative, and it's positive and negative to it. But I just feel like they like now. You got some kids now. We grow up in Portage. They feel like they thugs. I'm like that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't it. I mean, what you portraying it.
Right.
So it's not. You don't get nothing out of it. And I tell a lot of kids nowadays, man, just figure out what you want to do with yourself. And like I tell my kids all the time, you gotta watch who you call friends, because everybody not your friend. And that's how I look at it. That's what made me as growing up. I learned that with my friends. I had friends, we was cool, close. Some of us but we'll get into it one day, fight one day, but then we cool the next day or whatever. Yeah. But see, nowadays kids different. You fight, they shoot.
Nah,
shoot. So it's just sad because I look at more kids now. They're not my kids, but at the same time, not to be offensive, I look at them as cowards. Yeah. Because that's what that is. I mean, any day of the week, you would get us come outside. We somebody say something wrong, we throw our hands up. Yeah, we box. And we box, and then next day you'll see us down the street playing basketball together like ain't nothing happened. Yeah. But it was just that point. We weren't trying to take nobody live. We weren't trying to do nothing. We want to see each other. No matter if we got along or not, we still want to see each other. If something happened to Joe down the street and we fell out today Monday and it's Wednesday, should we go check on him, see how he doing, whatever. Even it was more of a neighborhood, was more family oriented.
That's real.
Because basically every
village,
basically everybody don't watch you grow up. Lady down the street used to keep me while my mama at work or whatever. So I grew up in their household, stuff like that. So the Eastside was good to me. That's all I can say. Eastside was good, bad. I had my bad and good times, you know. So it was just more of a learning experience and learned I learned how to maintain.
So just about the reaction you was talking about the new age kids where, they don't like to take an L, they don't want to fight, and they don't want to shoot. So just you coming up, you came up 80s, 90s, you know what I mean? So like, that's when it was like the murder capital type thing going on. So how was life outside of that stereotype? Living inside, but just looking at it from the outside saying like, okay, should Gary be viewed as this big murder capital? How was your life back then when they was calling us the murder capital?
My life was back then, I was in the streets, but I always tell anybody when they come to being in the streets to this day, you can't hustle and gangbang. You can't do one. It's gonna be one or the other because you're gonna take a loss. You're gonna take a loss on either one of them. So back then it was a lot more territorial gangbanging. Yeah. And then it's so sad because when you sit around, you'll see your boy get killed, or your boy get shot, or something like that. And then when it boils down to it, it's all about a female. It's a female. Both of them kind of interacted with or something like that, and they done fell out about it. Then it got to the point they want to shoot at each other or whatever. And then at the end of the day, cats just don't realize, when you dead and gone, she gonna mess with him anyway. Yes, so you know what I'm saying? That's just real life. Like, so while I'm sitting up here fighting and shooting over this one chick when there's a million chicks out here at the same time, but I never understood that. Like, why are we sitting up here fighting over a chick? Even to this day, as a grown man, I never seen the point of that as far as me falling out with another man over a female. Like, if it's disrespectful, if my girl or something like that, and you approach her the wrong way, and it's something, I'll say something to you, but that's different. But when it comes to her sleeping with both of us and this like that, I just never felt the right I never felt the right to check the man about it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this is her body. She choose to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm my business is with her.
Yeah.
Ain't talking about I'm jumping over her or nothing like that. I'm gonna deal with her, and we gonna be if we just call it quits and go about our business if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
But shooting another brother over a female, nah, I never been. That's never been my. I never could get off into that, and even fighting a dude over a chick, nah.
Yeah.
Now if it's disrespectful, if it's disrespect, we at the club or something like that, or out and about eating dinner, can't disrespect. That's different. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is then. But as far as she sleep with me, she sleep with you. Nah, man, I'm not about to say nothing to this man. He approached her just like I approached her, and she went along with it. All right, cool. So why am I sitting up here arguing with this man over there? And one thing I have learned with my adult years, man, I never been the type of man that wasn't scared to apologize to another man.
That's real.
And I found out you find a lot of men out here now. They feel like it's some kind of you a punk or something if you apologize to him.
Yeah.
And if you my guy and we cool like that, you ain't really gotta be my guy. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
You wrong?
And I'll apologize to you for it all day long.
Yeah.
And if it's something I done said you crossed you up some kind of way, something I done said and it rubbed you the wrong way, talk to me about it.
Yeah, let's chop it up.
If you choose not to mess with me after that, cool. But I'm not about to sit up and hold no grudge, be trying to fight, shoot at you. I don't want to do all that. I ain't doing all that. Man, we can chop it up, talk about it. At the end of the day, I done had a cat come to me before talking about, hey, I don't like you. I said, all right, cool.
Right.
I mean, you not my guy anyway.
Right.
I'm seeing something now. I'm in my guy career. You talking I don't like you this and that and whatever. I said, man, I'm not anybody to get off that. I know how you feel about me. Cool. I keep my distance from you. Keep your distance from me. And keep it moving. But as far as sitting around hurting one another, man, I just ain't never been that type of cat. I'll talk to you about it. I'll talk to you before anything else jump off. We go from there. If you choose and say, hey, well, all right, Rell, I hear you. I accept your apology or whatever. And the next day come and you might not speak to me when you see me again. All right, I'll leave it alone.
That's what it is.
But all my guys, man, we chop it up regardless. If it's some 5-6 years ago and I think about it and I feel like, oh man, that was kind of messed up what you did. I call.
That's a fact.
I pull up and go talk to her, and that's just how I am. I done had incidents with people I really was close with, and they just got distance or whatever. And I pull up at the house and ask like, what's up? What's wrong? And it's either on you about if you gonna be a man that's talk about it or you don't want to talk about it. I done had cats be oh, it ain't nothing but this, that, right. They still act funny. So I'm like, so I'm just like, all right, well, I'm gonna do both of us a favor. I'm gonna just leave you alone altogether. And when you keep your distance, I keep my distance, keep it moving. I ain't got nothing against you. I just don't like the whole little vibe. So I'd rather just leave you alone. So and that's about it. But I don't have no regrets.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect way to look at it because perception is everything. So how you see something is gonna be what you gonna think about it in your mind. Right. So just digging into perception. So the project. So I'm sure you spent some time in the Jets coming up. Just you probably have friends. You might have had somebody that lived over there and whatnot. Right. But they tore these projects down. So do you feel like that's better for the perception of Gary? Do you feel like that actually changes some? Okay, we want to tear down all the ugly on Broadway because more business comes down Broadway. Let's tear down all the projects so that people can think Gary is good. Or you think it should have been something else done? Because I met some great people in the projects, great family-oriented people, you know what I mean? So how you feel about that, the perception of Gary after
projects anyway was a big family. Everybody done grew up, you watched each other run around in diapers and all that. That was just, projects always been just one whole family. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us got in tune with them more, going to school with people from the projects, and it was cool as hell. Yeah. But my perception on them tearing it down, though, is like, if you're not going to do nothing, it's an eyesore, just sitting there empty, stuff on the windows and stuff just open and people just breaking in, doing whatever. Yeah. So I get why they tearing it down, but what you going to do afterwards is the question. So if you're not going, a lot of cities, I have seen them tear down the projects and then they come around, put townhouses up or whatever like that, some low-income townhomes or whatever. Now, if you're going to bring that to Gary, that's great. Yeah. But if not, if you just about to leave this as a grassy field and grass just outgrow everybody that's walking past there, what for? You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, I done rolled down 25th Avenue and the grass about tall as a lawnmower. They just not getting out there cutting. Like, so I really don't get what what take Gary so long to cut grass? Like,
Man.
like that's just don't. I just don't get it.
Hey, is that in construction, boy?
In construction, I don't get it. Even my old house, the house I was telling you on 26, it got the demolition sign on. It been like that for the last 6 years. Ain't nobody tore that house down yet. But it's so sad because it's just like that whole the block I grew up on, the whole block is just gone. It's just like one house. They got lights on, or two. They got lights on. There's somebody actually living there. Every other house is like wide open, got the little yellow sign on talking about demolition and this and that. It's sad though, man, because if I was in the right mindset when I first really started cutting hair and stuff like that, I would have probably tried better to maintain and kept my grandmother's house. Because that was a decent house, and it just, just for it to let go and just rot like that, I'd rather just kept it in, and maintained it, and even my kids could have seen it or stayed there, or I could have lived there for a little while. But Gary as a whole, Gary to me though, they got a good picture of direction they want to go in, but it's just I don't know. It's hard to put your hand on it because they'll do one good move, and then you come back to the second move. The second move will be wrong, and I really can't base it off the crime. I really can't base it off the crime because it's crime everywhere. So I mean, I can't sit up and say, hey, they ain't coming over here because everybody's shooting each other, killing each other. That's not true because even you go anywhere and the crime rate high or somebody getting robbed or something like that. So I just think Gary don't know how to present itself to bring business here because it's just crazy how you'll get little Domino's or something to come to Portage or come to Maryville with no problem like that, and you telling us we can't get a Domino's right on Broadway, and y'all
what's up with that though? I ain't never think about that.
We gotta go all the way out to the Maryville or Portage to go to Walmart. So it's like it's just be amazing on how much stuff we get cut off from just to say because they say we the murder capital or whatever. I hate that Gary ever got that title because that seemed like a bad sore for us. It never healed. It's just like every time you talk to somebody or you go to Chicago, you tell me from Gary or whatever, they get they not to say they're scared of us, but they look at us a different way because so it's just like I just hate that. But that time I will say that was rough time, man. That was when you seen a lot of brothers just die for no reason. It was just unexplainable. It was like I don't know, man. That's the time I lived, and I was glad when it passed because it was just everybody I grew up to school with, or everybody I was hung with. One or two of them died, or they'll leave, go out to the club, come back, and got shot up and killed. Yeah, it was just real sad, man. But I will say we have recovered well from it. Gary just needs more businesses, man. If we get more business. I was in Gary. I relocated to Portage, but I relocated to grow more. Yeah. Because as me being in Gary, Gary was the Miller era was great for me, but just felt like I was on the same treadmill. I wasn't getting nowhere. Just at the same pace. Just wanted to grow a little bit, but I love Gary. Gary's still my home. But we need more. We need more, especially for the kids. Kids right now ain't really got nothing too much to look forward to. Schools, our schools gone. Like every school I done went to closed. Every one of them. And it's sad that everybody put their faith so much into this charter school, and it's like it's not cutting it. Yeah. Like so, and main reason I moved my kids from out of there because they were so. I brought them to this direction. They were so far behind in education.
Man, you see how the difference is. Man.
Yeah, so you see, once I seen the difference of my kids, so that what made me stay. When I moved out of Gary, I just stayed out of Gary just because of the school system. For the main reason, but if we had a decent school system, I probably would still live in Gary.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. So, one more question about the childhood before we let you go. We had a bunch of candy stores coming up. What was y'all favorite candy store coming up on the east side?
Oh man, Mr. Charlie's. We had Mr. Charlie's.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
Mr. Charlie's by Pulaski Middle School.
Yes sir.
We had him, and we I'm older than you, so we had a good corner. Okay. I had a good corner for a brief second, and then we used to always go to Sam's grocery store on 21st Avenue. Yep. in Virginia and get the little quarter. He always had the quarter pops in the machine. Where we go in there every day after school, just get pops and chips and walk to the crib, man. Those some great times though, man. We used to walk to the crib. We do the same routine every day.
Yeah,
man. Kids just don't know how good they got it now, man. Because we used to walk to school, man. Snow be about 5 feet high. We walking through that joint. They don't even want to walk to the corner good now because they catch the bus to school. I said, y'all just don't know the struggle. Like going to school, man. Hey, I used to have to walk home. Man, if I had to do number 2, I walk home and there'd be snow outside there. I said, man, I'm not messing with that, man.
I ain't doing that.
I'm going to the crib. So I go to the crib and use the bathroom, walk all the way back to school. But it's just, but those some great times though, man. And back then, we actually got to be kids. Like, cause now kids are kids, don't get me wrong, but we played outside. We played basketball from like 7 to 8 at night in the dark, in the rain. We could be outside playing basketball. And kids that got so hooked on the technology now, we didn't have that. So we made our own fun. So I had to make my kids go outside. My son sit on the game all night long. I'd be like, man, go outside and play with your friends and do something.
Let him do that for days,
sit there for days, just playing again. Whole 3-day weekend, he's sitting there in front of the TV. I said, man, go outside, your boy at the door or something. Man, go outside and play with your guy or talk to him or something. Because technology just done took over the kids, tablets and all that. They just don't have fun like we used to no more.
Because to me, it's another aspect of that too. Just the way we used to be outside just playing ball all day. Like I'm trying to now, my daughter, she want to play basketball. So I'm teaching her how to play ball, but I learned because I was just out there playing all day. It's not like I just had to do a layup. Like I just did it. Like, okay, let me watch the NBA. I'm going to try it on my boys. So to me, like it's so many experiences we got just being in the neighborhood and having all these kids to talk to and just going outside, having experiences. You know how to do stuff. You just, that you wouldn't normally do just sitting there playing the game.
We about 14, 15 playing with the cats that like 20, 21 years old out there playing 21 with them, whatever. We learn, we might not win, but we sitting out there getting beat up, getting little bumps and bruises, and we go for what we know. Yeah. But we learn from it. I mean, that's one thing from my childhood I love because we all, the older cats we looked up to, we took advice from them, even if we was wrong or right. If we was wrong, they'll have some words for us or check us about it and straighten us out about it. But now kids just really ain't got that. Like kids, if you say something to a kid, like a person my age and walk up, I get it sometimes in the shop. I tell them, man, pick your pants up. They'll look at kid look at me all crazy and stuff. But it's just, I don't want to look at your drawers all day.
Real talk. So
I mean, and to me, I mean, grown man don't sit around and walk around with his pants hanging off his butt, man. If you got jogging pants on, tie your string up. If you got some jeans on, put your belt on.
Put your belt on, yeah.
But that's how I try to raise my kids because just walking around that part of this generation right there, I just hate. Like, man, I gotta sit and watch your ass the whole day. Like, dude, just pull your pants up. So a lot and kids not acceptable to what we had as far as adults correcting them or trying to give them advice or tell them something. A lot of kids now want to cuss you out. As soon as you say something to them, you ain't their mama or daddy. They just feel like they want to fight you or something like that. So I don't. It's sad, but you got to learn how to basically pamper everybody's kid. Like you can't be yourself. Like I used to have neighbors would cuss me out in a minute. If I was out there messing up, I done went. My mama tell me don't leave the block with the bike, and I leave the block, and the neighbor see that. Man, get your ass back there. I said, all right, man, cool. And I just listen. But now, generation, man, I hate it's like that, and that's why I try to keep my kids in the circle of just, adult. You respect all adults. Yeah. Like it ain't just because they ain't your mama, auntie, or daddy, or nothing like that. You respect all of those. You get disrespectful, man. I have a big problem with that because no matter how old I get, a cat come in 50, 60 years old right now, I'm gonna sit and listen to him. Most definitely. And you know what I'm saying? And I try to raise my kids the same way because I tell everybody, I take an older guy to come in my shop. He ain't even gotta get no haircut. I just enjoy the conversation because it's just the point to sit back and listen to my man's life experience. Yeah. Because he done been what we going through. That's real. In some form or fashion. It might not be the same lane, but in some form or fashion, when he talk about his life, it's gonna be something that touch your heart or something you done went through that he gonna be like, dang, he right. And a lot of older kids give you good advice. Man, I sit up and talk to a 50, 60, 70-year-old man all day long. I don't have to cut hair. I sit and hold a conversation all day long. And I just enjoy that. I enjoy that more than anything because the older guys, females, whatever, them some out here done experience a lot worse than what we done experienced.
Yeah.
And when you talk to them, you get that, and they'll tell you like, man, y'all really ain't got it hard at all compared to what we went through. So, and I sit there and I soak in all that, you know, listen to them. I just enjoy the conversation. That's one thing I don't. As I get older, I know I love about the barbershop. Period. I love talking to the older clients.
Man. That's what I say. It's always a homely feel. Like just even in all your shops that I've been to, it's just you feel like you're at home when you come in. You can talk.
You joke.
You joke. Everything, man. It's always good vibes. So this definitely one of the biggest staples in the community, man. The barbershop.
Yeah. So you might come in frowned up, but you leave, man. Most time you leave, you gonna leave here laughing or
High
something.
Spirits,
man. We done said something silly or did something stupid.
Yeah, man. So that's love. So
and that's about it. But I love the atmosphere.
That's good, man. So I pretty much done got off everything I needed to get off, man. This is one of the dopest conversations I done had, man, since I've been doing this, man. I really appreciate you looking out for me, man. You done seen me grow up, you done seen me here, you done seen me there, but I appreciate you doing this for me.
Oh, nothing but love, man.
Yeah, man. So in closing, you can just give me your name again, give a shout out, whatever you want to do, man. Show some love. We all good and we out of here.
Oh, Darrell Thomas Sr. from Rell's Place Barbershop. That's about it, bro.
Right on. Yes, sir. Eastside, man, we gone.
All right, now.
I walk through fire, and I swear it don't hurt. Got my 10 toes dug down in the dirt. I scorched the earth. Y'all want that smoke? I want that fire. Yeah. Pistol under my shirt, on my toes, and I go cleats ground in the turf. Send a burial shirt. I float through first. I walk through fire.